So class, welcome to the lecture number 27th of the course, Power System Operation and Control. So after lecture number 24th, I shifted to lecture this unit number 5th, that is lecture number 25 and 26th. So in lecture number 26th, I told you that you will read one or two topics yourself, like load dispatch center and one more, preventive and corrective control. So that concludes your unit number 5. No, in lecture number 27th, I am again shifting back to the unit number 4 because it will take me 3 to 4 classes more to finish this course. So in lecture number 27, in lecture number 24th, we started with the contingencies. Okay. So where we derived the this now method for calculating this now contingency analysis, and where we added means addition or removal of a bus, where we studied about that. So in this today's class, we will study about the analysis of a single contingency. What is the topic? Analysis of single contingency. Analysis of single contingencies. So before going to the derivative part, let us go talk about some introduction. So you know that we have a network. Okay, a power system is we have a network of transmission lines and buses. We have network of lines, transformer, buses, generators, and loads, plus some other equipments like supercapacitor. Okay, everything. So we are saying whenever we want to take out a transmission line or a transformer from the circuit. Okay, so we say that whenever this transmission line or transformer is taken out of a circuit, we say that outage takes place. Okay, so I'm saying whenever we want to remove a transmission line or transformer from a circuit, when we remove it, we say that outage has taken place. Now this outage or outages, they can be planned or they can be forced outage. So what are planned outages? Planned outages means which we intentionally do. Okay, planned means which we intentionally do. There is no problem in the system, but we go for the outage, that is called as planned outage. Planned outage means, suppose that we say that, okay, this is a transmission line. Suppose we want to means go for some this maintenance work. Okay, means or for servicing of. Suppose we are saying we are going for maintenance of particular transmission line, or you want to go for the service of this particular transformer. Okay, so at that time we intentionally take off that transformer or take out that transmission line from the circuit. Okay, for maintenance purposes. That is called planned outage. Maintenance or service. However, other type of outage is forced. This forced outage, it occurs due to disturbances, due to unwanted disturbances like faults. Suppose we are saying we have a transmission line and a fault occurs on that transmission line. So if a fault occurs on that transmission line, what happens at that time we have to remove the transmission line from the circuit. So the circuit breakers on both the sides of the transmission line, they will turn off, means they will open their contacts, and that particular line is taken out of the circuit. Okay, same happens in case of an overload. Okay, so these are the forced outages, means which we have to, means which because of the emergency or because of the disturbance we have to means go for this forced outage, or planned is for maintenance and services only. Okay, so whenever there is outage, you are saying whenever there is outage, suppose we have say whenever there is a outage of transmission line or a transformer, what is happen? Firstly, a transformer or a transmission line, it is de-energized. Line or transformer is de-energized and isolated from network. Okay, so that particular we say a transformer or a transmission line is energized and it is isolated from the network by tripping off the appropriate circuit breakers which are on both the ends of the line. Okay, now because of this tripping or because of this isolation of this transmission line or transformer from the circuit, what will happen? The current distribution in the network or remaining part of the network, it will change. Okay, so then current distribution will change and the voltage transients in the network, they will die quickly, and a new steady state and new steady state condition is established. Okay, so we are saying we are distributing the we are taking off some part, means taking out transmission line or transformer from the circuit. So because of that part, what will happen? The current distribution and this voltage transient in the circuit, they will die. Okay, and this current distribution will change in the remaining lines, and a new steady state operating condition is established. No, it is important for the operator to see if this new steady state condition that is achieved, whether this condition it leads to any this means severe conditions in the system or not. Severe condition means by severe condition means it that we have to see that if the line limits are violated. Okay, so I am saying uh, it is important for the operator and the system planner to be able to evaluate how the line flows and bus voltages will change in new steady state. In new steady states, so we see that they will see if the overloads due to the excessive line currents may be avoided, and voltage variations which are of higher magnitude, they are not acceptable to the system, or they should be avoided too. Okay, so this the large number, these contingencies, they are analyzed, means, or these outages, that is outage of transmission line or transformer. Okay, they are analyzed by contingency evaluation program. Okay, and this planner or operator, it will see if that or this outage of line or transmission, it will it lead to any means severe condition in the system or not. Okay, so great precision is not required in this contingency analysis. Okay, means after a outage, new steady state is reached. We are saying that for this new steady state conditions, determining new steady state condition, great precision is not required in contingency analysis. Okay, because what is our primary purpose? Our primary purpose is to ensure if any vulnerable condition exists after the outage or not. Okay, we only want to see if any severe condition or vulnerable condition exists after the outage or not. Means we have to go for, we simply want to check the limits. We will check if the system is overloaded means more power is flowing in the line. More power means high current is flowing in the line. Okay, we will see if that line loading limit is violated or not. Means equality constant is violated or not. Again, another thing is that we will see if the voltage limit is violated or not. Voltage limit is the inequality constant. Okay, however, power flow limit, it is the equality constant. Okay, so before considering the contingency, we will first note the flow in each line of the bus will change if any additional current is injected into any bus of the network. So I am saying before considering the contingency, we first note that the current flow in each line of network will change if an additional current if an additional current is injected in any into any one of the bus. So I'm saying before considering the contingency, we will first note that what we will do, we will inject a current in any of the bus of the system, and we will see if the change, if there will be change in the line flows. Okay, line flow means current flows in the line. Okay, so suppose I am saying I am saying that I have a, suppose I am saying I have a system with five buses. So what I will get, I will get five bus voltages V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5, and V is equal to, V is equal to Z into I. So Z will be a 5 cross 5 matrix, Z1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Similarly, Z2, Z3, 4 and fifth row. Then here I will get current I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5. These are the current injections at the 5 buses of the system, because I'm considering here that I have a 5 bus system. So now I am saying that what I have written here, that we will note that the current flow in each line of the network will change if an additional current is injected into any of one of the bus. So I am saying I will inject some additional current into any bus in the system, and we will see what will be the change in the current flow in the remaining network. Okay, suppose that I am saying that I will inject an additional current delta Im. Okay, I will inject an additional current delta Im, where I am saying that Im is equal to 3, means I will inject an additional current delta I3 at bus number 3. So because of this additional current, the current distribution will change in the network. Okay, the current distribution will change in the network. Suppose because, and due to this additional current delta I3, the bus voltages will also change. Okay, so how the network will behave? Suppose I am saying that the bus voltages will change by V1 will change by delta V1, V2 will change by delta V2, V3 will change by delta V3, V4 will change by delta V4, and V5 will change by delta V5 because of the additional current delta I3 which is injected at bus number 3. So how the system will look like? I am saying this is delta V1, delta V2, delta V3, delta V4 and delta V5. So these are the change in voltages because of the change in current at bus number 3, or additional current that is injected at bus number 3. So in bus number 1, are we injecting any current? No, 0. At bus number 2, we are not injecting any current. There is no change in current, 0. 3, we are injected a current delta Im. 4 pe 0, 5 pe 0. Okay, these are the change in currents. So change in currents, with additional currents which we are injected into a network, it is 0, 0, delta I3 0, 0. So just see, V1 is nothing but this row multiplied by this column. So which element of this row is getting multiplied with this column? With I3? Only Z13. Okay, so delta V2 is nothing but this multiplied by this. So which element of this line is getting multiplied by delta I3? Only Z23, because rest of 0, they will get multiplied with these 4 zeros. It will result in 0. Similarly, delta V3 is Z33 into delta I3. Delta V4 is Z43 into delta I3. Delta V5 is nothing but Z53 into delta I3. Okay, so I can write that only this element of this column are getting multiplied by this to get V1, V2, V3 and V4. Z13 is getting multiplied by delta I3, to get delta V2, Z23 is getting multiplied by delta I3. Similarly for delta V3, V4 and V5. So I can write here the changes in the bus voltage, due to an additional current. Let me write here change in bus voltages due to additional current delta Im. Here I am taking M is equal to 3, but we can have total number of buses as 5, but we can have any number of buses, and M can be bus number 10, 20, 30, any bus. Okay, so this was only for explanation purpose, where I'm taking a 5 cross 5 matrix, but here I'm writing it in a general terms. Okay, so I'm saying change in bus voltage due to additional current delta Im injected at bus M are given by are given by, I will write it here, delta V1, delta Vi, delta Vj, delta Vn. Okay, starting from bus 1, then we have some bus I in the middle, and the bus j, and in the end we have n bus n. So total number of buses is n, capital N. So this will be nothing but, change in voltage is nothing but we are saying this occurs when delta Im current is injected at some bus m. Okay, so it will be nothing but, what was the change in voltage initially, new voltage V1 dash minus V1. So this will be Vi dash minus Vi, Vj dash minus Vj, Vn dash minus Vn. Okay, this is the change. One is the voltage before the current was injected, and another is the voltage which after the current delta Im is injected. So these are the change. This is the represents the change in voltage. So which is nothing but, I can write column M of Z bus multiplied by 0 delta Im 0. Okay, here column M, because I am here, I'm considering 3, column M, third column, first, second, third column of Z bus multiplied by 0 delta Im 0. Okay, now I am saying the change in the voltage, I am saying change in voltage of buses I and J, delta Vi is the change in voltage of bus I. It will be nothing but Zim into delta Im. Okay, suppose I am saying I is equal to 2. Here I am saying I is equal to 2. So delta V2 is nothing but Zim. Z, what is I? 2, M is 3 into delta I3. So here I am writing Zim delta Im. And similarly, change in voltage at bus J is nothing but Zjm into delta Im. Got it? Now I am saying, suppose between bus I and J, we have an impedance Zc. I am saying this is my bus I and this is my bus J, and between these two buses I have some impedance Zc. These two buses are connected by some impedance Zc. Okay, so what will be the change in voltage at bus? So I am saying, because of this current injection delta Im, the current that is flowing between bus 1 and J, I and J, it changes by delta Ij. So I am saying it changes by delta Ij. So the current here flowing is delta Iij. It is because of the change in voltage at bus I by delta Vi, and change in voltage at bus J by delta Vj. And this change in voltage is because of the change in current injection at bus M. Okay, so I am saying the current in the impedance Zc, it will change by delta Ij. Okay, so I can write change in line current, from bus I to bus J, okay, is given by simply delta Ij is nothing but delta Vi minus delta Vj divided by Zc. So we have calculated the change in voltage at bus I and change in voltage at bus J. So I can write it here, Zim delta Im minus Zjm delta Im divided by Zc. So from here I can get delta Ij is equal to Zim minus Zjm divided by Zc into delta Im. So you got this equation. So just look what we are saying. We are saying that because of the change in current at bus M, which is delta IM, the current distribution between bus I and bus J, it changes by delta IJ. Are you understanding? I am saying because of the current change in current injection at bus M, the current that is flowing between bus I and J, it changes by delta IJ. Okay, so let me write it again. From here I can say that delta IIJ by delta IM is equal to ZIM minus ZJM upon ZC, so which is called as KIJM. Why KIJ comma M? So this is all subscript. Let me write it again. KIJM. So KIJM means this is KIJM is the current injection distribution factor. Means we are saying because of the change in current at bus M, the current that is flowing between bus I and J, it changes. Sorry, I think this was out of the focus. So delta Ij upon delta Im is equal to Zim minus Zij by Zc, which is nothing but equal to Kijm. I am representing this part as Kijm. This is called as the current injection distribution factor, because we are saying that because of the change in current at bus M, the current that is flowing between bus I and J, it changes by delta Ij. Okay, so let us write it like that. When current injection at bus M changes by delta Im, okay, what will happen? The current flow in line connected between buses I and J, okay, changes by amount. How much? Changes by amount delta IIJ. Got it? So this delta IIJ, I can write it as nothing but Kijm into delta Im, where Kijm is the current injection distribution factor. So why name current injection distribution factor? Because the current distribution will change because of the current injection. Okay, now we will be able to consider a contingency. No, we are saying no, let us consider a contingency. No, I am saying that suppose we are saying that a particular line is overloaded. We are saying a particular line is overloaded. Overloaded means more power is flowing in this line, or more power means more current, or excessive current is flowing, or excessive current is flowing in a particular line. Okay, so then what we can do, we can remove that line. Okay, or how can we solve this problem? So we can say if a particular line is overloaded, means excessive current is flowing in that line, then it is possible, then we can say then it is possible to remove the overload by reducing the current by reducing the current injection into the system, by reducing the current injection into the system at one bus and increasing the current injection at another bus. Okay, so I'm saying if a particular line is overloaded, what can we do? We can remove this overload by reducing the current injection into the system at one bus and increasing the current injection into some other bus in the same system. Because we studied here that with the help of the current injection at particular bus, we can change the current flow in the transmission line. Okay, like I showed you here, like I showed you here, that we are injecting a current delta IM at bus M, and because of that the current that is flowing in the transmission line, which is represented by ZC, and this transmission line is connected between delta V and delta Vj. The current will change. Okay, so I'm saying if I want to change this current delta Ig, I'm saying that there is some overload in a particular line, which is represented like this. Okay, but we connected between any two buses. So we can remove that overload by changing the current injections at some other buses in the system. Okay, so what we can say, let us consider, let us consider that we are saying that let us consider that at bus P and Q, current injections are changed by delta IP and delta IQ respectively. So consider we will consider at buses P and Q, okay, comma, injected currents are changed by delta IP and delta IQ respectively. Okay, so now by superimposing the change in the current injections, okay, at bus P to bus Q causes the current in the bus IJ to change. Okay, so here we are saying only at bus M. Okay, at any bus M, the current is changing. Because of that, the current that is change in current between bus in a transmission line connected bus between bus I and J, it changes. So but we can have the current injection at more than one buses. So we are taking a case where we are saying we have two buses, and at that we are changing the current injection at two buses by delta IP and delta Q IQ, and the two buses are bus number P and bus number Q. Now this current distribution in between in line connected between bus I and J, it will change because of the current injection at two buses. So I can modify this equation like delta Ij is equal to Kij so first bus is P delta IP plus Kij Q delta IQ. So we are saying due to this, so I can say due to this comma, current injection, due to this current injection distribution factor is also called the current shift distribution factor. Okay, so I am labeling this equation 1. So we are saying that equation 1 demonstrates that pre-computed tables of such factors, pre-computed Kij and Kijp and Kijq. So I am saying that equation 1 demonstrates that the pre-computed tables of such factors are computed to evaluate how a proposed shift in current injection between bus P at bus P and Q changes the line current Ij, or changes the current in the line Ij. Okay, again I will repeat that equation 1 demonstrates that pre-computed tables of such factors are used to evaluate how a proposed shift in current injections from bus P and Q changes the current in the line connected between bus I and J. Okay, got it? So now let us consider that a contingency where we remove all so no, I want to calculate these two terms. Which two terms I want to calculate? Suppose this IP and IQ. Okay, so uh, yeah, IP and I want to calculate IP and IQ. So now let us consider, I will say, no, let us consider contingency. Let us consider contingency where we remove a bus, a line, sorry, we do remove a line of impedance ZA between buses M and N. Okay, between buses M and N. So earlier we took it P and Q, na? So let us not write it as M and N, let us write it as P and Q between bus P and Q. Okay, so here voltage can be simulated. So I am saying we are removing an impedance between bus of impedance ZA between bus P and Q. So this situation, it can be simulated, or this voltage can be simulated by adding an impedance equal to minus ZA between the bus P and Q. So I can say that I can let me draw the Thevenin equivalent circuit. So Thevenin equivalent circuit will be of this system will be like this. So I am not teaching you how to draw this Thevenin equivalent circuit of this system because it is another field. So I will simply draw it, and you try to memorize this thing. Okay. So I have a switch here, and I am saying this is my bus P and this is my bus Q. Okay, so here this is my impedance. I am saying I have to remove this impedance from the system, so I will represent this impedance by minus ZA. So here the current flowing in this impedance is IA. Okay, so here this impedance is here Z P minus Z PQ. It is ZQQ minus ZQP. It is VP. This is VQ. Positive, negative, and here we have a lumped impedance to ground. It is ZP. P is equal to ZPQ is equal to ZQP. Okay, because you have seen like here now this Z13 will be equal to Z31, Z14 equal to Z41, Z15 equal to Z51. You know that. Okay, so the Thevenin equivalent impedance will look like this. So what will be IA equal to? IA will be equal to nothing but, wait a minute, what I am considering initially, let me see, because this M and N will create confusion later on. Okay, no confusion. Okay, instead of M and N, you can keep it like between bus P and Q, between bus M and N. So if you'll keep it like between bus M and N, okay, so you can easily write, it like, no, keep it as it is, it between P and Q, not a problem. This diagram is correct. So consider this diagram as okay. So you know that what is IA? I is nothing, V P minus VQ divided by ZPP plus Z, it is Z PP whole impedance. I have to add these impedances, so it will be ZPP minus ZPQ minus twice ZPQ, ZPP plus ZQQ minus twice ZPQ. Okay. No, this P. Wait. Because this PQ is creating a confusion here, so I will say let us consider a contingency where we remove a line of impedance ZA between bus M and N. Between bus M and N. If I will remove it between bus and M, so this circuit will look like. So this is negative, positive, negative, positive. Here I have bus M, here I have bus N, and the impedance between these two buses, it is ZA. The current flowing here, it is IA. So this is ZMM minus ZMN. This is ZNN minus ZNM. This is VM, this is VN, and this is my ZMN equal to ZNM. Okay. So let us see what will be the current IA. IA is nothing but Vm minus Vn divided by Zmm plus Znn minus twice Znm plus this is minus Za because we are saying that we are removing a line of impedance Za between connected between bus M and N. So removing a line is represented by minus Za. Okay, so minus Za. So I will modify this equation further. So just see what will be the Thevenin equivalent voltage of this circuit. So this is the bus which we want to remove. So if we will remove this bus, what will be the Thevenin equivalent circuit? So after removing the bus, the Thevenin equivalent circuit, you have to see it from here. So you will see it will be nothing, this impedance plus this impedance. So it will be this impedance. So I am saying this impedance is nothing but this is ZTH, Thevenin equivalent voltage. Okay, so I can write IA is equal to Vm minus Vn divided by Zth minus Za. Zth between bus M and N. Okay, it is not the Zth of the whole Z bus, it is between bus M and N, Zth Mn minus Za. So this is my equation number second. Now I will say that where Vm, what is Vm and Vn? They are the pre-outage voltages. Means outage se pehle jo voltages hain. Okay, what is Zth? Zth is nothing but Zmm plus Zmn minus twice Znm. Okay, is the pre-outage Thevenin impedance between bus M and N. Zth is the pre-outage Thevenin impedance between M and N. Bus M and N. So this current IEA, it has the same effect on the voltages of the pre-outage network as the two compensating current delta IM. So as the two compensating current delta IM is equal to minus IA and delta IN is equal to IA. Why I am saying delta IM is equal to minus IA? Because we conventionally assume that a current injection as the invert currents towards the bus. So this IA is going away from this bus. So I am saying delta IM is equal to minus IA and delta IN is equal to IA, because this current here, it is coming like this. It is going into the bus, and so it is directly represented by IA. So what I am saying this current IA, it has the same effect on the voltages of the pre-outage network as the two compensating current delta IM is equal to minus IA and delta IN is equal to IA. So what will happen to the thus resulting current change which is nothing but delta Ij, it is given by Kij m delta Im plus Kij and delta Im. Okay, so here I was taking buses P and Q. Okay, instead of buses P and Q, we can take bus change in current injection at bus M and N as well. Okay, so this was the general equation, so it can be modified like this. Delta Ij between bus J, I and J, it is nothing but delta Im plus delta Im. ओके क्यों मैं कहता कोई भी दो बसेस में अगर करंट इंजेक्शन चेंज होता है एट बस पी एंड क्यू, उसकी वजह से हमारा इस तरह से डेल्टा आई जे चेंज होगा. सिमिलरली अगर एम और एन बस पे भी चेंज होता है तब भी डेल्टा आई जे चेंज होगा, तो यहाँ पे मैंने एम और एन ले लिया, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. ओके, सो व्हाट विल बी डेल्टा आई एम इक्वल टू delta im I have calculated from here. So but we will use for delta im minus is sign and for delta in plus is sign. So if you will solve it, your delta, you will get here delta ij as nothing but minus kij m ia plus kijn ia. Okay, so after substituting, what I will get, if I will substitute these ia terms here and this kij, what is kij m equal to? Kij m will be equal to nothing but, so it will be zij plus, where is the equation, this kij, it will be zi m minus zjm. So but we have minus sign here, so it will be minus zim plus zjm. So it will be minus zim plus zjm plus zin minus zjn divided by zc multiplied by ia. Okay, so I will further modify it as I will write here zin minus zim, okay, plus I will take negative sign, zjn minus zjm divided by zc. So I am taking I on one side and j another term, so multiplied by ia. So name it as equation number 3. Okay, name it as equation number 3. So we have equation number 2 and equation number 3. Where is equation number 2? So substituting 2 in 3. Where is my equation number 2? Substituting 2 in 3. So I will get ia from here. Okay, we have this 2. This is equation number 2 and this is equation number 3. So substituting 2 in 3, I will get delta ij nothing but zin minus zim minus zjn minus zjm divided by zc into ia is nothing but vn minus vm divided by zth m minus vn divided by zth minus za. So name it as equation number 4. So we say before outage of the line m and n, okay, the drop vm and vn was due to the current imn, okay, that is flowing between the bus imn. So imn is nothing but, so this is before voltage, it is nothing but vm minus vn divided by za. Okay, vm minus vn divided by za, pre-outage current that is flowing, okay, divided by za. So label it as equation number 5th. So from 4th and 5th, okay, we calculated the current change in line ij due to the outage of the line m and n. Okay, I am saying from 4th and 5th, I'm saying that from 4th and 5th we calculated, from 4th and 5th we calculated, okay, or we can calculate the current change in line ij, line that is connected between bus I and j, due to the outage of the line that is connected between bus m and n. So delta I can say delta ij is nothing but, if you will see, delta ij is nothing but, we know that Imn is Vm minus Vn divided by Za. So it will be Imn. Okay, so do one thing, you multiply and divide the denominator by Za here. Multiply by it by Za and divide it by Za. So I can write, if I will multiply this equation by Za and divide it by Za, so I will get, let me write it here. So it will be Zin minus Zim minus Zjn minus Zjm, okay, divided by Zc multiplied by Vm minus Vn divided by Zth minus Za. So multiplying by Za and dividing this equation by Za. So now Vm minus Vn by Za divided by Za will be equal to Imn. Okay, so I can modify this equation further, like I can modify this equation further, that is delta Ij is equal to this Za by Zc, I will take common Za by Zc, I will take common, I am left with Zin minus Zim minus Zjn minus Zjm, okay, divided by Zth minus Za. So this Vm minus Vn divided by Za, it will be nothing but Imn. That is the current that was initially flowing in the line connecting bus M and N before the outage. So this factor Z delta Iij divided by Imn. So this is nothing but this is given by Za by Zc. Okay. So what I will do, I will take negative sign common here. From the whole equation, I will take negative sign common, minus Za by Zc. What I am getting inside, it will be Zim minus Zin. Okay, minus Zjm minus Zjn whole divided by Zth minus Za. I am writing it very carefully so that I do not commit any mistake. So this equation I can say, which is equal to, nearly equal to Lij Mn, where Lij Mn is the line outage distribution factor. Line outage distribution factor. Why line outage distribution factor? Because we are taking a line out, transmission line, which is connecting bus M and N out of the network, and because of taking that line out of the network, we are seeing the current between bus I and J, it will change by del Ij. Okay, so that is why we are saying line outage distribution factor. Okay, let me shift my pages front and back in order to check. Okay, yes, right. Okay, so similarly, this is Lijmn. So similarly, I can calculate Lij PQ. Means if I want to take out the line that is connecting buses P and Q out of the network. Okay, because of that, what will be the change in the current that is in the line that is connecting bus I and J. So if you will see, it will be del I. Sorry, I am saying similar L PQ Mn. Oh, I'm saying because of the outage of the line that is connected between bus M and N, the current connecting the in the line connecting bus I and J, it will change. Similarly, LPQMN is the when a line is connecting bus M and N, it is taken out. So how because of taking this out, how the current in the line connecting bus P and Q, it will change. It is given by LPQMN. Okay, so it is again given by minus Za by Zb, we will say, where Zb is the line impedance of the line that is connecting the bus P and Q. Okay, what was Zc? What was Zc? Where I use this Zc terms? Uh, just a second. Yes, here is ZC between I and J. ZC is the between I and J, so it will be Z A Z B by ZC. Okay, so this will be given by ZB by ZC, ZPM minus Z M and N. It is Z is between M and N. Sorry, this will be given by minus ZA between M and N. It is ZA, and ZC was between I and J. So we have P and Q. So instead of ZC, we will take ZB. Yes, no, it is right. So it will be ZPM minus ZPM minus ZQN minus ZQM minus ZQN. ZPM minus ZPN minus ZQM. This is P, PM, PN, QM, QN divided by ZTH Mn minus ZA. Okay, so this equation is equation number this is equation number 6, and this is equation number 7. Lij Mn is equation 6, and Lpq Mn is equation number 7. So we from 6 and 7 we concluded that distribution factor table can be pre-computed from the line impedances. It can be pre-computed from the line impedances and the element of the Z bus for the normal system configuration. So from 6 and 7 we concluded that distribution factor table can be pre-computed from the line impedances and original or the elements and Z bus, that is original Z bus, for the normal operating condition, for the normal operating conditions, for the normal system configuration, configurations. So now these pre-computed tables can be used to evaluate the impact of any single line outages on the current flows in the remaining lines. Okay, so once you have these tables, now these factor L, P, Q, M, and Lig, M, and similarly for other things, other buses you can also calculate. So once you have calculated these pre-computed tables, they can be used. Now we can use these tables, okay, to determine the impact of any single line outages, okay, on the current impact of any single line outages on the current flows in the remaining lines. Okay, so that was all for today's lecture. Hopefully on Friday I will take another interaction class with you people. So please watch this video carefully, and if in case you have any doubt, you can get back to me. Okay, you can we can discuss that in the interaction class. Thank you very much.